Hello, it is Derick TCG again, and we are opening something a little bit different. This time, we are opening up Chaotic, the trading card game. These are the starter decks that you can order. So this is pretty much what you would want to get if you were going to start playing the game initially. So nowadays, it is a little bit more difficult to actually get a hold of these, because as many people know, Chaotic was discontinued. So it pretty expensive. For normally one of these, you can get them for about $15–20 Canadian online for one of them. If you're lucky, sometimes you can get it for cheaper, sometimes it's more expensive. When I ordered these, I ordered them in a pack of 10 for $100, so I got a bit of a good deal out of it. These are the two that I have left, so I'm going to be opening them today, and we are going to see if we get anything good, and I'll basically just explain to you a little bit of the lore around Chaotic and some of the reasoning for it being discontinued. So we will start with the blue one, which is the Overworld deck. So the Overworld deck is basically the good guys of Chaotic. So it comes with a manual on how to play the game. So it just tells you all of your, different tribes and all that sort of stuff. Kind of like Magic the Gathering, or even Pokemon, I guess. But you have like Courage, Power, Wisdom, Speed, Overworld, Underworld, Danian, and Mepedian. So that's pretty much what you got for your stats. You got Heptad, all that kind of interesting stuff. Yeah, so big starter book, kind of like how if you were to order the Pokemon starting decks or whatever, you would also get a play guide. And then here is the play mat. So this is a very big play mat, kind of like how in Magic you have like your graveyards, and same with Yu-Gi-Oh! Got all your graveyards and stuff. This is very big as well. Let's see if I can open it up without annihilating it. Oh, there we go. I don't know if I can get that on screen, but yeah, it's pretty much just like Yu-Gi-Oh! Where you have your attack areas, your discard piles, everything like that. So, yeah, very interesting. So each one of the starter decks comes with one of these, just as a little, bonus thing. I don't know how to fold it back up, so I'm just going to leave it like that. And then it also comes with this. So this is the deck that you get. It's a bit smaller compared to other decks, but it is still what you get. So it comes with all the cards necessary to play the game, along with some rare ones. So let's see what we got here. So that was that. I guess we'll just start it by grabbing. Okay, so here's the game tips. So that's all the tips you need. And then it also comes with a couple of rare cards. So it looks like I have 2 Mount Pillars and an Orb of Foresight. So these are the rare cards you get with every little bit. And then, of course, we also, so I'll save. Let's see, so this is, I'll put that down. We'll take a look at that after I, go into this one in more depth. Here's the code, if anyone actually can find a site to use this on. That will get you the deck online. Alright, so here we go. So here is our Arius, Aurelum, Frafdo. So this is actually one of the main guys in the show as well. He's a pretty big guy. But this winged warrior makes his nest at Castle Bodrin. So if you don't know Chaotic, basically what the story is that you get the scanner tins and you can actually go into the world of Chaotic. Basically like if you were to become a Pokemon trainer and go into the world of Pokemon, and then you'd have to scan the heroes, and then that would be them captured or whatever. So it's pretty interesting. Overworld Scout, Simeon. So these are all Overworld. Vidav, he's another big guy. And here are your attack cards. So as you can see, there's a stat check. So if you have a wisdom of 50, you deal 5 damage. So you get pretty much 2 of every attack card. Pebble Storm, that was another really cool one in the show. Quick exit again. If you were interested in actually looking at the Chaotic show itself, I recommend watching the first 3 episodes to get an idea of what the story is, and then watching the second season. It gets a lot better then. Rust Toxic, that's pretty brutal. So, Shadow Strike, Spirit Gust. Yeah, Chaotic was hailed for being extremely interesting with their artworks. Very, very beautiful artwork. If you don't know about the history of why it got discontinued, there's a lot of videos online discussing it, but basically what happened was it became so popular and it was starting to make so much money that some of the rights and stuff like that, people wanted more control over it. They wanted to make more you know, toys and all that sort of stuff. So they sued the original people, and then they just got into a big debate, and there was a big legal crash, and then all of a sudden they just decided, nope, no one's going to make it anymore, and it became illegal to sell them in stores and all that sort of stuff, so it just stopped. And for years now, there's just been no words on Chaotic, so they're not making them anymore, so it can be very difficult to get your hands on some good sets. So as you see, that green, that means that we are now into the uncommons as well. So, yeah. So here are the land cards. So this is where if you were to play, you would pick a land card, and then you'd be able to go to this place, and certain land cards give advantages for certain types. So this is the initiative, is the Overworld, so the Overworlders would like go first, kind of thing. Doors of the Deep Mines, Forest of Life, the Gloom Swamps, Riverlands, Runic Grove, that's a really cool card. Oh, and then here are our Battle Gears. So the Battle Gears are cards that you can equip your monsters with, kind of like equipment in the Magic the Gathering series. Magician's Lure, or Leer, that's also a very nice card. So, Ring of Naren, Staff of Wisdom, that, and then here are our Mujiks. So Mujiks are kind of like spells in Magic the Gathering, where you can cast them. And then this one, say, is deal 5 damage to target creature. This is a generic Mujik, which basically means that any world can use it. So this, an Overworlder could use this, an Underworlder could use this, anyone could use it, because it's generic Mujik. Mujik, Minor Flourish, Hymn of the Elements. This is an Overworld one, so only Overworlders can use it. Song of Focus, another Overworlder one. Song of Resurgence. So that was the deck itself, so you get quite a lot of cards, pretty much everything you need to play the game as an Overworlder. So it's a decent pile. Sorry, it's right there. And then I will take a look at this card we got. And this is the super rare that we got. This is Crossectus. I already have a couple of Crossectus, but he's still a very nice card. Super nice holo on it as well. This is a super rare. So there's that. Put that over to the side, along with all of these extra cards. Again, if you didn't get a look at the deck code, that's that right there. And now I will also open the Underworld box. So it'll pretty much be pretty similar to the Overworld one, with all of the lands and everything like that, except it will be towards Underworlders instead of Overworlders. So all of these are the same, except it's just Underworld instead. So it's very similar. So I will rip open this, and we can see if we can actually get anything super good. So I guess we will see. Oh, let's see. So I think we start. Yep. So we have Hive Call, Clasp. That's a really nice card. So with all these deck boxes, they are actually from the original series, which is Dawn of Perim, which is a very, very hard set to get your hands on because it was the original. And here's the code for the deck box for the Underworld. There's a bunch of different sets for Chaotic. There's the Dawn of Perim, which is the first one. Then you have the Silent Sands, Zenith of the Hive, Marillion Invasion series. There's a whole bunch. Kind of like how Pokemon has like Celestial Storm and all that sort of stuff. But here's Hearing. He's uncommon. Krek, common. Zaur, another common. Milkton, common. Uncommon. Toxis, uncommon. Ash Torrent, another uncommon. Ash Torrent. Ectospasm, another Ectospasm. Ember Swarm, so that was another pretty popular one in the show as well, where it's just a giant hail of fire coming down. Another Ember Swarm. Inferno Gust. So the whole thing about the Underworlders is that most of their attacks had to do with fire. So if you had like a land card that had like a magma area, picking an Underworlder would definitely benefit you, because then you get to use all of your fire attacks. Shriek Shock, and then Spirit Gust again. Some of them are pretty similar. There's Maxor doing a big squeeze, and that's an uncommon. Some of the attacks are pretty similar for the decks, because some of them, as you can see right here, they don't require any specific element to use, but if your creature had those elements, I'm just going to pick up the Crossectus here. See if this was like a fire attack and Crossectus had a fire, then he'd be able to use it. But since it doesn't have any, and he has a couple, he can use it perfectly fine. So, Steam Rage. Torrent of Flame, that's another really popular one from the show. And then here you have the Kordak Falls Plunge Pool, Eye of the Maelstrom, Fear Valley. So the initiative is wisdom, and you have to have a good amount of courage if you want to actually be here. So depending on the creature stats, you know, it can really make the game a bit different. And that's another thing that's interesting about Chaotic, is every single print of the creature cards has a little bit different stats. So not every one Cross-Sectus would be the same. If I, again, pull up this Cross-Sectus, you can see he has 55 of his health points or whatever right there, 60 courage, 40 power, 40 wisdom, and 35 speed. This is just one Cross-Sectus. A whole bunch of different Cross-Sectus could have a whole bunch of different stats, so they're not all cards are the same. So that's an interesting thing about Chaotic, is that you could have one Maxor card, and that Maxor card might still not be as good as your friend's Maxor card. So that's one thing that really put trading into the highlight of Chaotic. It was super fun to play. Storm Tunnel, and then here you have your Dragon Pulse Battle Gear, Elixir of Tenacity, Gauntlets of Might, Prism of Vacuity, Skeletal Steed. This is an uncommon one, used a lot in the show. A very cool artwork as well. Vile Driver, this was also in the show. And then you have the Mujix, generic, and then you have the Underworld one. Deal 20 damage to target creature. Discord of Disarming, Song of Treachery. So that was the deck. Let me see if I can just put it a little bit back together. I know I'm a monster. Getting it a good shuffle. And then we'll take a look at that rare card that we got. Alright, so this is a rare card. Hailstorm, super rare. So the way you can tell that these are super rare, it doesn't always show in the Dawn of Perim set, but when they're like this, it means that they are super rare. But in the later series, instead of it just being that little dot right there, that means it's Dawn of Perim. If you were to go to Zenith of the Hive, there would be 2 dots in the middle, and then Silent Sands would have 3 dots. And if you wanted to see if it was super rare or ultra rare or anything like that, you would actually see the words super rare or ultra or anything like that in it, which made them very interesting. So there you have it. There were the 2 starter decks for Chaotic, the trading card game, a game that I'm very fond of. And if you'd like to see more of this series, make sure to just leave a like and comment and let me know that you want to see more Chaotic, because I do in fact have quite a lot of boosters for these, so I would love to open them more. So make sure to just leave a like, comment, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.